colorless-ish, right? Or something just really, really over-the-top powerful.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to take the best card out of my packs and then cross my fingers and hope that archetype's open. That's certainly the highest upside draft strategy.
It is. That gives you the best shot to have the great deck. What it doesn't do, it gives you also the best shot to have a bad deck.
It's true.
Yeah, it's really interesting. All right.
Uh-oh.
So here we go.
Lean the other way, Chris. Can't see any of his cards. This is a problem.
Yeah, we will have this fixed.
Okay.
Okay, here's an All Is Dust is what Chris Fennell has
Sigil
pulled
Blessing,
to the
which is
front.
pretty good in the token stack.
Yeah, Sigil Blessing's nice. There's also a Dark Steel Axe, which he's pulled up. And that card I've heard different reports on, but I love that card.
And Arrest
and
is
a
also
foil
fun.
Arrest, too, yeah.
Interesting. Oh, Smoke Raider, if you want to go Elementals. I don't think you first pick Smoke Raider, though.
No. He's just
going
to
to
take All Is Dust. I like that. That's a big play. It's also colorless, though it doesn't go in every deck. It goes in most.
It's going to be at its best in the Affinity deck.
Affinity deck, it's great in. You can make extra mana in that deck pretty easily. You get to keep most of your permanents. The other permanents are going to go away.
And that's true of a lot of the bomb rares in the set, is that they can be good in a lot of different scenarios, but there's usually one of the archetypes that they're best in.
And this one's nice. I mean, an All Is Dust is a super, super powerful card that Chris can use to, hopefully have his opponent overextend a little bit. He can play out certain threats that are going to dodge it. He could play this in multiple decks, so this is a nice little start here for Chris.
Pick up your pack. You have 40 seconds.
All right, let's take a look at the cards.
Hover Guard. There's not a lot in this pack.
Yeah, so this is all ready to the
Rampant
what,
Growth?
and he
Wow,
just
he goes
snapped it
Rampant
off.
Growth.
So this signals to us that Chris is looking to play 4 to 5 colors. At least to me, right? I mean, there is a red-green deck that can do some ramping, but when you draft the red-green deck, what you'll find out is that you just want to be in 4 or 5 colors anyway.
Right, often there'll be Skyreach Mantas that can circle the table.
Totally.
Nobody wants Mock Raiders except the Rampant Growth guy.
Yeah.
I mean, those cards are very powerful in the 5-color deck. So, yeah, Rampant Growth's second pick is a pretty bold statement.
It is. I think it is, too. And I think it shows what Chris wants to do. Also, it does work well with his first pick, right? I mean, his first pick was a 7-mana spell. He's going to need ways to cast that a little earlier than, turn 9 or turn 10 or whatever. All right, let's see what he finds next. Gutshot, Cloud Elemental, and Etch Monstrosity immediately goes to the front.
Wow.
And what a great pickup for Chris.
This is a man who has a plan.
Totally, and I think his plan right now is take the best card in the pack, which I think Etch Monstrosity is. It's not particularly close either. Etch Monstrosity is a 5/5 for 5 colorless mana. Like, if I just stopped the sentence right there, you would be like, yeah, sure. That thing hits really hard. It rumbles with a lot. Like, basically anything at its mana cost or lower, it's going to be able to go with. Hey, Karn's made an appearance. Sometimes he just jumps in there.
Etch Monstrosity. It's interesting. I don't think the 5-color strategy is as good in draft as it is in sealed deck. I think that we may actually see more 5-color decks running around today than we quote-unquote should, just because everybody they played sealed all day yesterday. They probably didn't get in a draft.
No.
Like, how many drafts have these guys got in? They probably practiced a sealed deck build or two.
You're totally
And then they ran the table yesterday. They had to go at least 7-2, and these guys went 9-0 yesterday. So they may actually be thinking of this environment as a little more 5-color-ish than the draft actually is, my opinion anyway.
All right, so let's see what Chris finds next.
Interesting. Berserker's really good in the Bloodthirst deck.
Yeah, this looks like
but
a particularly...
he's not the Bloodthirst deck, so he's looking at Celestia Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's an aggressive deck, or aggressive pack here with a lot of good options in red, but we know that Chris, at least early on here, hasn't really shown the propensity to go in that direction. There's a Drooling Grudion. He doesn't interested in that, so yeah, he's going to take the bounce land in this case. It was a
Blink Box in there too.
I mean, that's a nice pickup for his deck, though. He does have to be a little concerned because there just really wasn't much for him there outside of the bounce land, but he is going to want to pick up basically as many bounce lands as he can get. They're uncommon in this set, so you don't see them, and you do have to dedicate fairly high picks to them if you're drafting with people that understand the power level of those, which I think Chris is going to assume that he's doing here. Bounce lands are really nice, too, for this 5-color deck because they do offer mana fixing as well.
The Etch Monstrosity has to make him feel like his lane's at least a little bit open. I mean, that pack, if he hadn't been for the Etch Monstrosity, I'd start to be a little bit worried. Like, where am I? I mean, he's not really seeing the 5-color cards.
Not yet.
He's not seeing, like, the Dragon Soul Knights or even any of the
Matka Rioters, yeah.
Phoenix. Hasn't seen a Skyreach Manta.
The Etch Monstrosity was a really nice pickup, though. That card's fantastic.
Just seeing infinite cloud elementals.
Yeah, he's found a big,
Artisan of Kozilek
he's-
and a Dragon Soul Knight in his
yeah,
pack.
this is a nice top end for his deck, an Artisan of Kozilek, but he's going to want to pick up some more ramp, you know, the kind of cards that
Oh, the
this
Soul
deck
Stoke
likes
is in
to
here
see.
too. He's passing an Elementals deck to somebody.
Oh, for sure.
Whoever picked up the Smoke Braider is now going to get this Soul Stoke here.
Yep.
And be in a nice position for Elementals.
Yeah, there's a Cloud Elemental there in that pack that could come back. He's also passed another one earlier.
Right. Artisan seems like the right pick for Chris, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, his top end is shaping up nicely. He's already got Etch Monstrosity, all his dust, and now he picks up an Artisan
Now he
of
has to get there.
Kozilek as well. But he needs to find the early stuff. You know, he's going to be looking for cards in the next
Launch
pack to help him.
Crusher.
And yeah, this pack is not helpful either. Oh, I spoke too soon.
You're going to take Sylvan Bounty
Oh,
here this early?
absolutely. I'm snapping it off. Yeah, that card's great. That's a mana fixer. It makes sure you hit your land drops, and that card is underrated in the late part of the game. You know, I am not a proponent for playing pure life gain spells unlimited.
It comes up, though. Gaining 8 life
It
doesn't
comes up
suck.
so often. People will just be like, I've got 4 creatures, you've got 2, you're at 2 life, I attack with everything. And you're just like, this. Or they go lightning bolt you, and you go this, right? And then in the early game, you know, you use it to get your mana. There's a Matka Rioters there. And is that the pick?
And a
There's
World Heart
World
Phoenix.
Heart Phoenix is also something that he's going to want to consider. It's more powerful. It's less consistent. Well, all right. He's going to go for the Matka Rioters here.
These decks come together nice. He
It's
picked a
not too bad.
lane.
He
He picked a
did.
lane immediately with that second pick of Rampant Growth.
And it is a lane, by the way. We mentioned 10 archetypes. There's really 11.
What's the 11th?
This one.
This is the red-green one.
Yeah, I don't know.
The red-green archetype is Domain.
Okay, sure.
That's
I mean,
why
I
they're
said
the
that
only two
earlier,
ones with the
but,
land
but
cyclers.
I
That
like
just-
to think that you have at least the option to just draft red-green.
You're going to call Ramp and Domain different decks?
No, I mean, I called them the same earlier.
Okay. Yeah, then it's
Remember?
Bloodshot Trainee is an interesting card.
Yeah, it's
Kind of a
terrible
combo
for
card.
his
It could
deck.
go Sundering Vitae.
Yeah.
Some Mana Leak in that pack.
Yeah, I think Mana Leak is a consideration for him also, but he's clearly base green here.
Boros
at least.
Switchblade was still in that pack too, right? Which
Sure.
says that nobody's doing the first strike thing.
Yeah.
Like that card's
The double strike thing.
the double strike thing. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. That card's actively very good if you're the red-white double strike deck. It's only good in that deck, but it means
I think he's going to take Sickle Slicer here. There's really not much for him.
yeah, the double strike deck would get a brute force it out of this pack. He's you know, if somebody on his left is in elementals, they're happy. If somebody on his left is in double strike, I think they might be happy.
I think you're right. That Swiftblade could be a huge signal too. You know, if somebody's like,
Oh, that late?
yeah, like
yeah,
getting it. Maybe they're in one color of it, and they're just like, all right, we're in. And a lot of cards came back from this pack. There's the Cloud Elemental.
Ashimore Gouger is probably the best card in that pack.
Yeah, the
Not
Goblin
for
Warpaint
him,
goes
obviously.
in
He's
your
just going to
deck.
kill it. He's just like,
Yeah.
I don't want some bloodthirst guy to go like Lacerator, Berserker, Gouger.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
Gouger's
lose to
very
that.
difficult to deal with. Yeah.
And there's the Lacerator. Oh, but Dragon Soul Knight for him.
Yep.
It's a late Lacerator. That card's good. I mean, in the right deck.
Right. There's like one deck that wants it.
I guess it's only Bloodthirst that really
Yeah.
wants it.
That's going to find its spot. You know, we talked about this. People just get in their lanes, and was that the Grudion that he took? I didn't.
No,
see.
he took another Sundering Vitae. He passed
Okay.
the Grudion.
That'll be interesting to see Chris's pack when he gets to
Bone
look at
Splinters.
it. Yeah, he's going to take the Aqua Strand Spider here. He's base green.
No, I get it. I'm just
Yeah.
the Bone Splinter's still in the pack.
Yeah.
Okay, the black-green deck is available. Yeah, this format is so interesting in that sense. You can get great cards circling the table.
It's true.
If you can read the table, you can set yourself up to just get great picks. And I mean, Chris's deck is good, but he didn't get that much out of the back half of this pack.
No.
Right. His first 7-ish picks were, I think, very good. I guess the Dragon Soul Knight came back, which is nice.
Which is okay, yeah.
That's about it, though.
His last pick was the Sigil Blessing.
Yeah, which is only great in the tokens deck, I think.
Yeah.
The green-white deck.
All right, well, things are shaping up for Chris here, but
I mean, he's got a
gonna
plan.
need to sort of bolster the plan here a
Never
little bit.
saw a Wayfarer's Bauble.
No.
Didn't get an
I
Evolving
mean, he second
Wilds.
picked Rampant Growth, right?
Second pick Rampant Growth, I know, but that was it. Like,
yeah. I mean, he was willing to
Never saw a
go
sphere.
as high as needed on those, and
he
only
got a
found
Land
that
Cycler and a Rampant Growth. It's kind of all he got for fixing there. And I guess the Celestial Sanctuary counts.
one. Yeah.
Interesting. So I feel like his deck is good, but not great at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got a good start. He's got a nice top end, but he has a lot of work to do to fill this thing out. I think the question is how many Kozilek's Predators can Chris find? Because those would be fantastic in his deck.
Oh, right, he just went 0 for the Eldrazi Spawnmakers, didn't he?
Yeah, he got none. You know, Aquastrand Spider's okay, but he'd rather have an Essen
I
Bear.
mean, that to me feels like it's a little too early to say, but it feels like maybe the lane's not open.
It absolutely
You
could
know,
be
there's
the case.
somebody somewhere who's taking Kozilek's Predators
Yes.
and Nest Invaders.
Now, to be fair, that is one of the better green commons, so those will go early regardless, but
Yeah, and kind of all the green decks are happy to play it.
absolutely.
Tokens, ramp, black green death matters.
Yes.
They all want it.
All of those, yes. All right, so let's see if this pack can fill things out for Fennell here.
Definitely interesting that he went for that second pick rampant growth. That's the most interesting thing I've seen him do so far.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I think that, you know, like it's pretty clear that he knew where he wanted to go when he sat down. I think that there
No, it
were
feels like he's
probably
almost
first
forced
picks
this.
that would move him in other directions, but once he got the green light with the Alastas, he was like, yeah, we're doing it. Their players are pausing here for a minute as well because our draft is, a called draft is happening at the same time as the rest of the room. And they have to make sure all the tables are in the same spot before they go to the next pack. So if there was an issue or something, one of the judges needs to take care of it. That's why we're waiting. So we saw Karn pop up on our screen a little while ago, and I bet you Chris is hoping that Karn pops up in this pack here, though. I will say that his top end, it really isn't what he's concerned about at this point, right?
Correct.
I mean, he's got the Etch Monstrosity on 5, which is just a massive beater with a great activated ability. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it, I'll talk about it in a minute. Let's take a look. Oh, there's a Savage Twister.
Truly great card.
I love Chris. He knows exactly what he wants. There's just no other decision. He's going to quickly thumb through the pack, but he's already picked the Twister. It's in his pile.
You know what his dream would be for that Etched Oracle to come back.
Etched Oracle is a huge one for
I mean,
his deck.
Etched Oracle is first pickable in the 5-color deck.
It is a massive threat.
I mean, it's a 4-mana
that
4/4
draws you 3. Yeah,
that you can sack to draw.
it's unreal.
I mean, it can also do search for shenanigans if you've got some proliferate action in your deck. That's not really what the
No, well, he's
5-color deck.
He's got an
usually do.
Aquastrand Spider.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
graft
I mean,
it
he doesn't
up.
have any proliferate, but
Graft.
graft, sure. You can graft on.
Yeah.
Short of color.
Yeah, that's a real thing, man. Yeah, there's some ways that I think we were talking about Modern Masters 2015 Bingo yesterday, and I think definitely one of them is, trying to. Here's the challenge, right?
The challenge.
Tap 4 mountains,
Yeah.
cast Etched Oracle, and eventually sack it for 3 cards. That's it.
My challenge, I want to see somebody draw 3 from it twice.
Oh,
That's the challenge, and it's doable.
it is, isn't it? All right, there's Tribal Flames and Aether Snipe. Also, a Scoot Mob has
Scoot
found
Mob.
his
Gotta
way.
be Scoot Mob.
Oh,
one,
absolutely.
One drop that goes just gigantic.
Man, I used to play that card in Standard. Just one of them. I'd search it up with Ranger of Eos, if you remember
He
that
seems
card.
torn. What's he debating? Tribal Flames?
Yeah, I think he's looking at Tribal
The
Flames.
Tribal Flames is going to come back if he's the only one in his lane.
He might be assuming that's not the case. But yeah, Scoot Mob is too good. That card
Yeah.
is just so great.
It's not like Tribal Flames is, oh my god, I must have this card. I mean, it's very good in his deck.
He could certainly use some removal here.
He could also use like 1 mana 11/11.
Yes. And he has, in fact, determined that that's the way he wanted to go. He takes the Scoot Mob. What was he going to get out of this pack?
Wrecking Ball.
Is it going to be the Gruul Turf
Firebird.
back there?
Oh, yeah, Gruul Turf. Yeah.
Wrecking Ball's
color.
the most powerful card if he is going into all 5 colors. He hasn't picked a black
Didn't even
card
really
yet.
hesitate.
Yeah. And also he just needs removal.
Ulamog's Crusher not interesting to him, given how many better fatties he's already accumulated.
Yeah, Artisan of Kozilek,
Monstrosity.
significantly better. Yeah, Etch Monstrosity.
Still hasn't held a Skyreach Manta.
No.
Hasn't even held one.
Nope, not yet.
And that's why I think he's...
That's a little alarming, yeah.
That's why he was agonizing over the Tribal Flames. If the Tribal Flames comes back, then it just means, oh, nobody opened any Skyreach Mantas. If the Tribal Flames doesn't come back, it probably means it found a home with the Skyreach Manta guy.
Yep. All right, and here, another Rampant Growth if he wants, or he can take a Bounce Land.
I think he Rampant Growth.
Yeah, he does. He thinks so, too. He's going to take that, and that makes a lot of sense. The Bounce Lands are nice, but they don't ramp you. The Rampant Growth does. It gets him to these big drops early.
want to fast forward to the 10th pick, find out if that Tribal Flames
I'm
comes
curious
back.
now too.
That Tribal Flames comes back. He is so set for pack 3.
Sure, he has that in the back of his head here as well.
I mean, the thing is, no one else wants the Tribal Flames. The 2-color red decks do not want 1R sorcery deal 2.
Right.
It's just, it's not even, it's barely playable.
Ooh,
Oh,
there's
Wayfarer's
a Wayfarer's Bauble.
And
And
another
Wrecking Ball. So this gets actually kind of interesting now because
Mhm.
he's already got the 2 Rampant Growths. He's got 1 Wrecking Ball. Yeah, I think I like just taking the Wrecking Ball. That's an uncommon. It's just much harder to get. He probably only wants 1 more, Wayfarer's Bauble / Rampant Growth. Maybe 2 more tops.
What does he have right now? 2 Rampant Growths? Does he have a Bauble that he's
No.
actually drafted?
No baubles. He's
Yeah,
got
I
2
think he wants
growths.
a couple more.
Maybe 2 more tops.
He's got a Land Cycler and 2 Rampant Growths.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think he definitely wants.
He definitely wants 1 more, but he's got
Would he take 3
the
is the
second,
question.
2/3 of this pack plus the next one.
Right, right.
And he's not getting another chance at Wrecking Ball, most likely.
I agree.
Okay, there's a
Crusher,
Crusher. And
There's Electrolyze, World Heart Phoenix. World Heart Phoenix is pretty good in the 5-color deck.
yeah, it is. It isn't bad at all, especially because you do need to be able to block flyers, and it gives you some nice late game inevitability.
Right.
too.
I think it's better than Firebird in this deck.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's been shuffling the Firebird to the front, but okay. Just traveling along with his Phoenix friend.
I like the Phoenix. It's not a bomb,
No.
but it's a solid value
It's like,
card.
what, 5th pick here?
Yeah, 5th, 6th pick, sure. He's already passed 1.
It's another card that will circle the table. Nobody wants it except the 5-color deck.
This pack's been pretty kind to Chris, I think.
Yep. Yeah. This is
2
all good
Wrecking
signs.
Ball, that's great. He really did need that removal. He would love to see some earlier removal to, Sun Lances or Lightning Bolts or Burst
It feels
Lightning.
like if there is another domain player, he's like 2 or 3 to Chris's right.
Yeah, it does feel like he's a little. That's
He's
I got
like
this. My
4 or
radar's
5
pinging
open seats on his
similarly.
left.
Yeah,
And now we're getting to the packs that guy already picked from.
yeah. Looks like Chris isn't interested in Mana Leak. That's one I would consider here.
Or another
A
spider.
second Spider seems fine too.
Yeah. You want to make sure you don't get run over while you're ramping up to your fatties.
Yeah. All right, so still cruising along here for Fennell, and I'd say, this draft hasn't gone amazingly well, but it certainly hasn't gone poorly.
Yeah, I feel like we're still on good, but not great.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten that one big sign that he's the only one doing what he's doing here, and it's starting to feel like he's
Yeah, you
not.
can't until you see that a card tables 10th
Yeah.
pick. That's where we learn.
Yeah, here, but this is pack 2.
I mean, look, that is part of how this format works. By
Yeah.
the time it can take a while to figure out if your lane is truly open.
Yeah, it's funny. I hadn't thought of it before you said it, Randy, but I think you're totally right that people are probably heavily influenced by the sealed portion yesterday, which was,
Very
many
5-color.
4 and 5-color decks, and I think that they might just be used to playing that. Even though here you're actually well rewarded for playing 2 colors in a really linear archetype where you can just slam all the artifacts
mean,
or all the double strikers or whatever.
Think about the Bloodthirst stuff Chris has passed, right? You could just
Hey, there's
go.
a Nest Invader.
Oh,
Hey,
that's a
little
nice
guy.
sign.
Yeah, welcome to the team, Nest Invader.
I mean, a Bloodthirst guy on Chris's left could just be set up to go Lacerator into Stormblood Berserker.
I think he might have wanted to take that Chalice too. He was sort of looking at that before he took the
it's colorless ramp though. You
Yeah,
really
it's
need the
colorless
colors.
ramp, but remember he's got Etch Monstrosity, he's got Artisan, which is 9 mana, and he's also got Allus Dust, which is 7. So it would be decent in his deck, but he can find
Still
mana
necessary.
ramp that gets him going.
Wow, the
the
Etched Oracle came back.
it came back.
Etched Oracle came back. That's a great sign. Show me
We are
Tribal
in
Flame.
business.
There's
children.
a rider in that pack also.
There was. Yeah, there
Which
was also a
obviously not
Sylvan Bounty. So
All right. So this pack's going to have a Tribal Flames. If my count is correct.
let's see. I'm sure Fennell's thinking the same. One-time Tribal Flames. Because if that comes back, it's full green light. I mean, the Oracle's good. That's
no,
already
he's
enough
still
of the
fine.
green light. All right, so
Nope.
Cathodian seems like a fine
Yeah,
pickup
totally.
here, though. Dread Drone should be
Doesn't
on
even
his
die at all.
radar as well because he's going to be splashing black for the 2 Wrecking Balls, but
Cathodian doesn't die to all his dust.
totally, good point. Yeah, that's totally true.
So we got the Oracle back, but not the Tribal Flames?
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes those 2-color decks do have one extra random color.
Oh,
Wow,
Cruel
the
Turf came
Cruel
back.
Turf came all the way
Yeah,
back.
somebody else is just going to play Tribal Flames in like a 2 or 3 color
Yeah,
deck.
I mean, you can use it as a
A bad removal spell.
Yeah, just a bad removal spell.
All
so
right.
much better in Chris's deck. He's probably thinking that
I mean,
right
the Oracle's
now.
even better for him than the Tribal Flames. in my
Totally. Like,
opinion.
that's what I was going to say. Like, I changed it from green light to full green light because I feel like he's got the green light now. Like,
I do too.
Wheeling the Oracle is
Riders and the
fantastic.
Oracle both came back out of his first pack. He's
Especially the Oracle. It's so good in his deck. Doesn't tie to all his stuff.
Right.
Draws him cards.
if he wants the bingo card though, he's got to put like a thrumming bird in, proliferate it up so he can draw twice from it.
He's
It's
got
not sacrifice to draw, right? It's remove 4+1/+1 counters to draw. Pretty sure.
Let me look.
Yeah, it's remove 4 counters. I've never drawn twice. from
Mine
French
always
Oracle.
just die, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get a 5th counter on there, obviously. It only costs 4 with Sunburst, so. You need shenanigans. Graft
do.
or proliferate.
Chris is waiting for his next pick.
I guess you could be forced to pay extra. Get a 5th counter.
No
if there's
way.
Like a
Like if there's an effect that says you have to pay 1 extra to cast it, you can use another
oh, yeah.
color.
Yep. I don't know what format this comes up in.
That's insane. Sure,
pack?
Gnarlid pack because you can't have too many 2-mana
I might take the
green
Shrivel
spells.
there.
Yeah.
Like the tokens deck, the green-white tokens deck is so soft to Shrivel. It may be the most impactful sideboard card in the format. Wow, Dred's and Dread Drone good in his deck?
Yes.
Those Eldrazi Spawn are
Yeah,
just what he wants.
It feels like Chris is planning on a light black splash here, but maybe he's going to improve that to
I mean,
a little bit
Black's,
more.
in terms of the cards he's drafted, Black's actually his 3rd color.
Yeah.
Right? He's green first, Dread second, and Black 3rd. I don't
That's
think he
right.
has.
The 2 Wrecking Balls.
Does he have a white or blue mana symbol in his deck?
No.
I mean, obviously he's got the domain stuff.
Right.
So I mean, he wants all 5 colors. He can Edged Oracle. He wants to be able to get greedy with the monstrosity.
Wow. That pack was great.
That pack was great. That pack was absolutely just
like
great.
we were talking about how he wanted to get a little more ramp, but he really needed some
He got
removal.
power. He got removal.
And he got
he got
removal.
ramp.
And he got ramp. And
That
he
pack
wielded
was-
great card
I
draw
think he
too.
even got that Savage Twister. I forgot about
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
Savage
Savage Twister was his first pick out of
So
the
he's
deck.
got.
You remember how quickly he picked it? You know, we call that a windmill slam in draft, and Chris definitely was. He just put that in his pile. Like,
So he's got 2 sweepers. He's got a good solid curve. He's got 3, 4, 5 giants. This deck's awesome. He's got 2 Karus, 3 rampant growths.
I would be happy if I were Chris.
Yeah.
He's got a lot, and he's got a whole pack ahead of him too.
It would have been nice if the Tribal Flames had come back, but
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Chris would like to see a couple of cheap removal spells. The Wrecking Balls are great for for taking out the big threats,
fair.
but he doesn't want to get ran over, so a Lightning Bolt, a Sunlance, you know, even a Grim Affliction or something would be fine. He just
Burst
needs
Lightning.
something, Burst Lightning to get something out of the way in the early stages. A couple of catch-all removal spells wouldn't be too bad either, but we do have to remember that like Oblivion Ring and All His Dust don't work well together. Probably still just play it if you got one, but Chris Fennell is a lawyer out of Florida. He had a big year last year, top 8 of the PT and finished law school.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
He's been doing some really good writing on Limited lately.
Oh, yes.
Started up a column talking
Yeah.
about draft strategy.
Yeah, I've been reading his stuff over on TCG Player, I think.
Yeah.
or is
Yeah,
that
it's
website?
very good.
Yeah.
Mirroring Crusader, double white,
Oh,
dark white,
he's got
dark
2
Confidant.
cards he can't play here. Dark Confidant, that's not going to go in his deck.
Mm-mm.
Is it Wrecking Ball number 3? This pack is
What else is he gonna
surprisingly
take?
not great for him.
Yeah.
He has a foil rare and a
He's not
regular
splashing
rare.
double white. He's not playing Dark Confidant.
No.
It's a foil Mirroring Crusader, too.
You see him kind of just shake his head there.
Can't play those.
He's just he knows how powerful Dark Confidant is, but he can't take it. When you're playing 7 and 9 drops,
Right, right.
that is not going to be a winning strategy for you. So he's going to have to just ship that one away. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, he opened up a very powerful pack, but just it wasn't for him.
5 seconds.
Yeah, fair.
There should be 14 cards.
there was a spread the sickness. That is a
Little
nice
leaf
pickup as well, though it really
Rampant
doesn't.
growth.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. He's
Little
looking
leaf
at
is
the
not
leech.
great for his deck. I mean, it's a
No.
4/4 for 4.
But he is green based, and remember he's got the 2 Aquastrand spiders.
yeah.
He's got the Gnarlid pack. Like he actually, and what he's thinking
If
about
he's
right
even
now is
playing
how
the
many
Gnarlid
green
pack.
creatures do I have? I even think he would if he took the Liege.
Right. Does he want to have the ability to have a beatdown draw, or does he want another rampant growth?
Right.
It's-
If he takes the rampant growth here, he's pretty much set up as far as his rampant mana.
Yeah, I think
fixing
that would be
goes.
the third actual rampant growth, plus he's got a land cycler.
Yeah,
I think that's where he's
literal
at.
third rampant growth plus Sylvan Bounty, so he would be set. Now the Wiltleaf Leech though can really power out those small creatures. And
It's
he's
also
gonna
the
go
better
for-
card.
It is the better
It just
card
is the better card.
for sure.
So even just taking it away from who the tokens player has some value to Chris.
Sure.
I mean, he wants to win this GP, right? He only gets to lose once in the next 6 rounds. Fiery Fall. Scatter the Seeds, not really for him.
No,
Sphere of the Suns?
no, I like the Fiery Fall here by quite a bit. You know, Fiery Fall is a very good late game removal spell, and it will fix your mana in the meantime as well. I think it's one of the best cards actually for this deck. It goes way later than it should, and this thing, it serves the exact 2 roles that you want. In the early game, it fixes your mana and hits your land drops. In the late game, it keeps you alive. There's just not much more you can ask than that.
Everybody at this table is undefeated.
Yeah, Fennell's
9
undefeated.
and 0. I didn't look at I haven't seen the merge standings. I know it was like 4 different standings for our side of the GP overnight. I think there's a dozen-ish. Wow, another Fiery Fall.
Yeah, it was plus EV games.
Oh, plus EV games. That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
he meant.
that-
Right, that's
when
the
I
shirt
said
that
it, I
he's
was
wearing.
like, yeah. He writes for plus EV games. Yeah, those articles have been great. He's kind of finding his writing style too as he goes along,
Mhm.
and he's no nonsense too. If you talk to Chris or if you read his writing, you'll know that he doesn't pull any punches. And if you want to get better at limited Magic, that's the kind of content that can really help you out, right? It's not the clever stuff. It's the hard-hitting baseline knowledge. It's like studying.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Blinding Soul Eater.
Boros Garrison.
Yeah, there's also a Boros Garrison. Ooh, and a
Bobble.
Bobble. Carplucent Strider. So,
Not the most exciting of the color hosers.
no, it's not. I mean, he might want to pick up this Bobble just to sort of fill that last slot. He might want to pick up another Bounce Land. The Blinding Soul Eater is probably the best
Bobble.
card, but he's kind of got that
I like it.
taken up.
Now he's at 4. Having passed that rampant growth. Don't know that he's going to see much more of that effect. Back to Riders. It's probably the pick, right?
Sure.
Yeah, doesn't even
Sure.
hesitate.
Yeah, I mean, he's heavily green based. He's going to be able to cast these 2 and 3 drop creatures.
And that guy's probably
curve.
a 3/3 on turn 3.
It's probably a 3/3. It probably won't get a whole lot bigger. I mean, Chris is
No?
well.
He
You know,
goes to 5.
he has the rampant growths. It feels a little bit more like he can do the sunburst thing a little easier. Oh yeah, remember Skyreach Manta?
Still hasn't held
Haven't
one.
seen one. Yeah.
He hasn't even held one.
No, that would be one he'd love to pick up. And he's
Yeah,
not
I mean, the
going to,
Rider's
is he?
nice because it's only 3 mana, but it doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Flying's a big deal.
Yeah, there's a Sun Lance, but it looks like he is very much a Matka Rider's deck. So
I
yeah,
I love this deck at this point.
you like it?
Think of it. I mean, not only does he have the power level at the top end, but at this point, he's put together a curve. He can go, a couple
He
spiders
has.
and a Gnarlid pack. He's got like 2 or 3 Riders now at 3.
Yep.
Wiltleaf Liege.
Yep.
Like, he can come out of the gates fast.
Wrecking Ball, you're dead. It adds up very quickly.
Oh, you survived that initial? Oh,
He
there it
got
is.
one.
Finally, we got
He
there.
got a Skyreach Manta. That
like
had to
that's-
be the last chance he had to get one, right?
Wow.
That's like pick 7 or something.
Well, if that's 7, there's one more chance.
Yeah.
I think that may have just been the only one opened at the table.
that's super funny.
the average
did you
number
see him hold it
I
up in
did.
the air? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was like finger to the sky.
Finally,
moment.
and that's what he wanted this
It's the
whole
whole
time.
point of the deck.
He would
That's
have
the
played 3
common.
of those, yeah, and
Yeah, I
he
think would've
finally
played
got one.
5.
That was a huge pickup for Chris. Yeah, this is the pack he opened, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was the last possible chance. I think that was just literally. I mean, what's the average number of comments that get opened in a table? It's like
I don't
2
know.
point something. I think
don't
it's
know.
like 2, 2.5.
I don't know how
So, I
that
mean,
math-
only one Skyreach Mantis, definitely well below average. I mean, I guess there's a chance somebody speculated on Domain and took one in pack 1 before they realized the lane was clogged.
I'll tell you what, while they're building, I'm going to go find out. But there's another bounce land. This one was another Celestial Sanctuary.
This
He's got
deck
2
seems
of those.
great.
Deck's good. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that he can. He's got more than 23 playables.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He's got more. He may have more than 23 good cards.
Yeah.
It's one of those. You wind up with like 16 lands in this deck, probably.
Couldn't quite see what he took there.
Maybe 15. He's got 2 or 3 bounce lands. He's got 3 rampant growths and a bauble. He'll probably play like 15 land, including the bounce lands.
Probably.
And then like the 5 fixers. So you've got 20 cards that can turn that are like mana.
He's just going to cut the Dusk Hunter bat.
And then you
See
get
that on
20
the other
spells.
side. Yeah.
20
This deck looks
non-mana
good.
spells. Deck looks
I like
great.
what you said about the curve. He's got the ground game pretty well locked up. He's going to have to use his removal spell probably on flyers or really good blockers, bombs, that kind of thing. If he's racing, he'll take out the flyers. If his opponent's playing some big bombs, he'll take those out. But there's another Harlot pack. It does actually just feel like he's going to be able to curve these small green creatures and back them up with the power level of having access to a whole bunch of different colors.
What he doesn't have is cheap removal.
No.
He's not going to be able to curve out and burst lightning that guy, Sunlands that guy.
Right.
Doesn't really have any of the your typical green